Previously on Let's Play Steins Gate 0.
But Dr. Luskinen didn't seem to notice them as he ran over. He was like a giant American football player racing for a touchdown. Oh, wow! Wait, Professor, stop!
And now, back to everyone being sad.
Hello, everybody. Pokey here, with another episode of Steins Gate 0. And, when we last left off, we saw Dr. Luskinen again. It was pretty weird and suspicious how not weird and suspicious he was acting. I don't know if Luskinen, thinks he's on the side of the good. I don't know if I've made the wrong assumption, but it's weird. He said that Maho was bleh. He said where Maho was, which is weird because it seemed like he had abducted Maho. I don't know if I just made the wrong assumption or if the audience is supposed to get, or the audience, if the player is supposed to get tricked into thinking that. I don't freaking know. It's really weird. And I'm still sad because I'm pretty sure he's a bad guy. But anyway, let's get on with it. After Fubuki's exam was over, we went to her room and listened to her complain, and then the visit was over. Just like Dr. Luskinen had said, she looked just fine. She told us she was ready to leave the hospital and jog all the way home. Mayuri and the others were relieved, but I felt worried. Did I need to talk to Dr. Luskinen about reading Steiner after all? Absolutely not. No way. I have bad vibes about that guy. Maho, totally tell her. She needs to know before Dr. Luskinen at the very least. But how would I explain it? It might be a better idea to talk to Maho and have her explain it to him. Oh my goodness! Are my dreams coming true? I couldn't come to an answer right away. Okay, well, at least he's considering it. Oh, Suzuha. It was a very hot day in 1998 when Suzuha said goodbye to Kagari Shina. She'd gone to get food and water from a local store, and when she'd come back and opened the hatch, Kagari was inside screaming.
Oh, come on! How does this stupid thing work?
Oh. Isn't that expression, or that body posture, whatever the heck, body language, I don't know. It's sort of, is that something Mayuri does? She does the thing where she puts her hands close to her chest and gets all I don't know. I guess you can tell they're related. You know, besides the fact that she does look exactly like Parisu, so still don't know what's up with that. She looked inside and saw that Kagari was slamming her tiny hands down on the control console. What are you doing? Kagari shrank back when she saw Suzuha.
I'm not. This isn't what it looks like.
Answer me.
But...
Sorry if you can hear my cats. They're kind of freaking out a little bit. Should take care of that. I woke up and you were gone, and it was dark and the lights wouldn't turn on, and it's so cramped and scary in here.
So I tried to open the door. And then when I was fiddling with it, this happened.
Kagari started to cry.
I'm sorry, Big Sis Zua. I'm sorry. but I was really scared.
Oh my goodness, this text speed is at a crawl. Is there something I can do about that? I feel like, I don't know if it's for dramatic effect or something, but it's really obnoxious. What the heck? How did this happen? Hello? I don't know when the heck that happened, but now the message speed is fast. I read this line already, right? I see. Suzuha relaxed her guard. Kagari had PTSD from her time as a war orphan, and she hadn't fully recovered yet. Mayuri had once told her that she got very frightened in dark and cramped places. It would make sense if waking up in the dark caused a panic attack. And the time machine could only function with Suzuha's biometric authorization. Someone of Kagari's size wouldn't be able to break the console either. You passed out from the shock of time travel, so I wanted to get you some rest. I'm sorry. Suzuha grabbed one of Kagari's tiny hands to help her up, and then led her outside the machine. Wow, it's so hot. Kagari, promise me you won't touch the switches on the control console no matter what, okay? Oh, okay. Oh, I'm going to get started. You go and rest. Have some food and water if you want. Suzuha handed Kagari the provisions she bought, then went inside and poked her head into the cargo space under the control console. She connected the IBN 5100, or just IBN 5100, she'd stored there to a portable terminal she'd brought from the future. By all appearances, it was an early 2000s cell phone, but inside it was a miniaturized quantum computer from the year 2036. Of course, future Daru had made it himself. When she booted up the IBN... Oh wait, I already read that. What are you doing? Kagari was looking in from outside the machine. Did you study the year 2000 problem? I studied it a little at the orphanage. In the end, nothing happened, right? I could have sworn I just made it fast. I don't know if Kagari's dialogue is just naturally slower than everything else. I don't know why, other than perhaps dramatic effect, but I don't know. That's what everybody thinks. It wasn't made public, but at the time, a lot of places and a lot of countries had serious problems because of it. Really? The issue was this computer, the IBM 5100. It's got an old programming language on it, and the engineers weren't able to fix the program. In fact, they didn't even know that an important program existed that was written in this language. The race to develop the time machine was the beginning of the Third World War, but there's a chance that something had happened during the year 2000 problems, and the divisions that resulted from that were a deeper cause. I feel like it's important that I know what they're talking about. Parallel world. Another world which exists parallel to our own in another space-time. It has the same dimensions as our own world, and sometimes the people and objects within it are in the exact same place as our own. Yeah. Year 2000 problem. A problem where old computers would supposedly have errors after the year 2000.
Almost all old computers stored only the last 2 digits of the year in order to save memory. For this reason, when 1999 became 2000, the computer's data would change from 99 to 00. Since the programs were never equipped to handle this, it was thought that computers would treat the year as 1900 and malfunction. While an error with a home user's computer would not be a severe issue, a malfunction in a medical, financial, or military computer could cause disaster. For this reason, all these programs across the world were rewritten by hand starting in the mid-1990s. The process was successful, and January 1st, 2000 came and went without serious incident. This is a real thing. Yeah, my cat is interested too. That's pretty cool. I never knew about that. If it's true. I assume it is because it did not say fictional. I am really having trouble speaking. But she didn't expect a 10-year-old like Kagari to understand this, but she didn't feel like taking the time to explain. And the year 2000 is a special year. You see, all of the world lines temporarily converge here. This means that it's possible the year 2000 problem has a huge effect on all the world lines. The world line in the gap that we're trying to reach, Steins Gate, is no exception. She looked down at the terminal connected to the IBAN 5100. So this is a patch program to keep the year 2000 problem from ever happening. Right now, the terminal was converting the patch into the language used by the IBN 5100. The next step was to spread this program all around the world in the form of a virus, and the year 2000 problems that this era's engineers missed would completely disappear. The word connect appeared on the terminal subscreen. Okay, it's connected. She'd been told that in Japan in this era, ADSL was still in the test phase, and most normal users connected to the internet by low-speed dial-up using ISDN. But in major city areas like Akihabara, universities, labs, and some big computer companies were starting to use fiber optic broadband. Some of them were even using wireless LANs. Might as well check those out too. Fiber optic broadband, a high-speed, high-capacity internet connection that uses optical fiber, also called FTTH fiber to the home. Instead of relying on existing telephone lines, it requires the construction of a new communications network. For this reason, adoption has taken longer than ADSL. As of 2010, 35% of Japan uses FTTH. Wireless LAN, a method of connecting to the internet and receiving data without the use of a cable. Suzuha cracked her way into one of those. Dad had laughed when he'd said that with 2036 technology, cracking late 20th century network security was a joke, but he'd been right. But if you change the future, won't that change the world we were in? I'm not sure what I'm gonna do about that. That is really obnoxious. I don't know, maybe I'm over-exaggerating, but I don't want to sit there and wait word by word by word. I don't know. Surprisingly, Kagari had gotten the gist of what Suzuha had just told her. That's right. I refuse to let that world exist any longer, so I've come here to reach Steins Gate. Suddenly, the uneasy look on Kagari's face vanished. It was as if her soul had left its body. Suddenly, her face was expressionless, and her eyes were wide. voice. I can hear God's voice. Kagari? That's no good. I mean, like, it'd be good if it was true, but I have a feeling something weird's happening. You can't do that. It's not right. You can't do that. I'm pressing A and it's not skipping the text. You can't do that, big sis Suzuha. You can't. Maybe I should like integrate it into her voice or something. Like, sort of make it more creepy. Huh? Kagari was acting strangely. Suspiciously, Suzuha reached her hand out towards her. But she slipped past Suzuha's hand, and quicker than any child should be able to move, she slammed her shoulder straight into Suzuha's body. What is this, a nightmare or something? Suzuha was caught completely off guard. That's how fast it was. Kagari's shoulder hit her in the solar plexus. I don't know anatomy. Wah! She bent over and collapsed onto the seat. What is happening? Kagari tore the terminal out of Suzuha's hands. The cables connecting it to the IBN 5100 ripped out, and errors displayed on both screens. What are you doing? Kagari didn't answer the question. Instead, she grabbed the backpack that Suzuha had placed on the seat and spilled its contents onto the floor. There were MREs, spare parts, clothes, and a semi-automatic pistol. Suzuha couldn't believe it. Kagari was going to try and pick it up. Stop it! She forced herself to ignore the pain as she jumped on Kagari's body. But another unbelievably powerful body slam knocked her back. Oh yeah, from before. Something cold was pushed right up against her brow. Don't move. Kagari's tiny hands weren't shaking at all as they clutched the semi-automatic pistol. In the space of an instant, the safety on the gun had been flipped off. That's when Suzuha realized that this wasn't just a temper tantrum. Suzuha was the one who taught her how to use a gun. That's why she knew that Kagari was perfectly calm. Are you insane? Put the gun down, now! Stop doing this! You're the one who needs to stop. What? You can't change the world. You're not making sense. There was no hesitation in her eyes. Instead, Suzuha saw only resolve. Do you want the war to happen then? I don't know anything about that. I just want to go back to my old world. Then, that's never going to happen. We've already used the time machine to interfere with the past. The world lines changed. There's almost no chance we can go back. Shut up! Shut up! I'm going to save Mommy. You can't erase this world. I won't let you. Kagari turned the gun towards the IBN 5100. Stop! Oh my goodness, what is this? Before Suzuha could stop her, she yanked down on the trigger. Again, and again. Stop it, Kagari, please stop! And then Kagari jumped out of the time machine, and Suzuha never saw her again. I just... I don't even know anymore. Okay, I guess we're just moving on then. On every night that passed, she remembered Kagari. Suzuha had spent some time looking for Kagari when she'd first come to this era, but in the end, she never found anything. But Kagari Shina, who was now 22 years old, was here in Akihabara. Suzuha was sure of it. But it did no good to keep thinking about it, so Suzuha decided to stop thinking and look around the room. Itaru, her dad, was playing yet another game populated entirely with female characters. You know, like another game I know, Steins Gate. His jaw was slack, and he was scratching the belly fat that stuck out from under his shirt as he played. There wasn't much to respect in him right now, either as a father or as a person. Come to think of it, how are things with Mom? Is everything okay? I'm still going to be born, right?
Oh, well, is that more important than the time machine?
Hey! Suzu stormed over to Itaru. You can't screw this up, Dad.
Yeah, Daddy's gonna do his best, okay?
All you ever do is talk. You even wasted those movie tickets we gave you, didn't you? She meant the pair of movie tickets that Mayuri and Ferris had conspired to give them at the Christmas party.
That was because Ocarina and Miss Fubuki collapsed, you know? We were so busy with hospital visits and stuff that the movie left the theater. It's not like it's my fault.
But I heard that when they tried to give you new tickets, you turned them down.
Who told you that?
Big Sis Mayu and Big Sis Rumi, obviously.
That's because, you know, it's not very manly to make those two do all the work, is it?
So, did you go and do something yourself? This isn't going to work.
Maybe this was a more important problem than the time machine.
Suzuha brought her hands up to her head. Listen, Dad. I'm not going to be around to lecture you like this forever, okay? I'm leaving soon.
Oh.
Suddenly, there was a sad look in Itaru's eyes. Don't make that face. I promised I'd stop worrying about it. For the past 6 months, Suzuha had been thinking about whether it was really right to erase this world. But in the end, it was none other than Itaru who'd pushed her to go ahead.
I'm sorry.
She couldn't bear to see her father so depressed, so she patted his broad back.
What's the matter, cat?
My cat is very noisy today. Don't sit there and be glum. Send Mom a message and see if she's free sometime. And if she is, invite her to a movie.
Yeah, that's way too sudden.
I don't care if it's sudden or not. Do it anyway, okay? This is an order.
In order?
What's your answer?
Sir, yes, sir.
Satisfied, she headed off to take a shower.
Oh, but before that, I'm going to hit the convenience store. Don't glare at me like that. I'll eat as healthy as I can, so please forgive me.
Vanilla.
Huh?
I want ice cream when I'm done with my shower. Vanilla ice cream.
Okay, I'll go buy you a lot of really top shelf stuff.
It doesn't have to be a lot, just one thing is fine.
Sir, yes, sir.
That was enough to cheer Daru up. He took his wallet and ran out of the lab. He's such a handful. She had just about taken off her jacket so she could take that shower, but... Suzuo! Daru had come back into the lab. What is it? I found this on the stairs. Daru showed... Oh, she friggin' lost it. I knew it. I mean, like, it's not like I blame her or anything, but it was obviously gonna happen. Hitaru showed her a keychain he was holding. It was a round anime character whose color had faded to a smoky green. It was an Upa. Do you know whose this is? Big Sis Mayu's? Probably. This seems like a bit of a mystery. Did it time travel? Is that why it looks so old? She leaned forward to take a closer look, and then felt like she was experiencing deja vu. I've seen this Upa somewhere before. She'd seen it before? She couldn't really remember when, but her internal alarms were going off. This keychain was extremely important. It wouldn't have to have something to do with Kagari, would it? Didn't, like, Mayuri give her an Upa? Was it this Upa? I wasn't paying close enough attention. Upas were common enough that you could find them anywhere. The plastic edges had worn down, the paint was faded and coming off in places. But there was no dust and there were no stains. Instead, it shone brightly as if its owner had put a lot of effort into taking good care of it. The chain was so old that part of it had snapped off. That was probably how it got dropped. Where was it? I've seen this before. Did Mayushi show it to you? I don't know. I mean, is it Kagari? I feel like it might be. She stared at the green Upa in Itaru's hands. Then, in her mind, she heard a young girl scream. Oh, yeah, wait. It is! Oh, there it is! What's going on here? This is Mommy's Upa keychain. I'm giving it to you. Take good care of it, okay? Was Kagari here or something? She gasped. A feeling of indescribable terror raced down her spine. This can't be. Kagari's? That was when she'd last seen it. August 13th, 2036. The day she'd gone into the time machine. That's when she'd seen this Upa. It was older and more worn now, but the more she remembered that day, the more certain she became. This was the Upa that Mayuri had given to Kagari. She'd seen Kagari holding it and crying to herself many times before. Kagari, you mean future Miss Mayu's daughter? Yeah. Did you find her? No, but she knows where I am. What? What do you mean? She's watching this lab. Are you saying... What? Satisfied? She's headed off to take a shot. What about that made you satisfied? Ever since then, her careful efforts to defend the time machine had paid off, and she hadn't seen any signs of Kagari, but she'd never thought she'd be watching the lab. No, it would have been obvious if I'd given it any thought. She's trying to stop us from reaching Steins Gate. Wait, oh my good, wait. What? It's like does that mean she's part of Stern, or is she acting independently, or is Suzua just flat out wrong? Because I feel like, I don't know. I feel like if Kagari went just wandering around, like as a child in the city, she probably get found by someone and adopted. And I feel like, I don't know. PTSD, of course, would make it hard, but I feel like she was at such a young age that I think she'd forget about most of the past, even though, I don't know. That's just what I think would probably happen. So that's why this is really definitely extremely weird. But anyways, guys, I'm afraid that's where I'm gonna have to leave it off today. I'm so mind-boggled right now. Anyways, I've been Pokey. This has been Steins Gate Zero, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.